The atmosphere inside the stadium was electric long before the referee signaled the start of the match. Thousands of supporters had gathered, fully aware that they were about to witness a clash between one of rugby's most dominant teams and an ambitious England side eager to prove its progress under head coach Steve Borthwick. Every chant from the crowd added to the pressure, while every player understood that this would be one of the biggest tests of their international careers. The opening stages of the game immediately showed why South Africa is feared across the rugby world. Their powerful forwards controlled the collisions, their defensive line refused to give away easy space, and their physical style forced England onto the back foot almost from the first whistle. Before many fans had even settled into their seats, England found themselves chasing the game after conceding early points. Although England managed to produce a few encouraging attacking moments, they never looked completely comfortable. Every promising move was met with fierce resistance, while South Africa remained patient, disciplined, and confident. Their kicking strategy repeatedly pushed England into difficult positions, making it incredibly hard for the visitors to build any real momentum. As halftime approached, there was still hope that England could fight their way back into the contest. Rugby has produced countless dramatic comebacks over the years, and supporters believed that a few tactical adjustments could completely change the direction of the match. If England could reduce their mistakes, improve their discipline, and win more physical battles, there was still a chance to make the second half far more competitive. Unfortunately for England, the match only became tougher after the break. South Africa returned with even greater intensity, sticking to the style that has brought them success on the biggest stages of international rugby. Their driving mauls became increasingly difficult to stop, their scrum continued to dominate, and every powerful carry seemed to push England further toward their own try line. Instead of forcing spectacular plays, the home side trusted the basics they execute better than almost anyone else in the world. England continued searching for answers, but small errors quickly became expensive. Missed tackles created extra opportunities, handling mistakes handed possession back to the opposition, and penalties allowed South Africa to control territory. Every mistake increased the pressure, making it harder for England to regain confidence. Former England head coach Stuart Lancaster later shared his thoughts on the performance. Rather than criticizing the players harshly, he believed that defeats like this should become valuable learning experiences. According to him, many of England's current internationals are still developing at the highest level, and facing South Africa in Johannesburg is one of the toughest assignments any rugby player can experience. Instead of focusing only on disappointment, Stuart Lancaster suggested that the coaching staff should remain positive while honestly addressing the team's weaknesses. Young players improve through difficult experiences, and dwelling on one painful result for too long could damage confidence ahead of future matches. He also pointed towards several areas that required immediate improvement. Discipline needed to become far better. England had to win more physical collisions in both attack and defense. Their replacements struggled to match the impact created by South Africa's bench, allowing the home side to maintain relentless pressure throughout the contest. Stuart Lancaster even mentioned that he would personally prefer to see Tommy Freeman playing on the wing, believing that certain positional adjustments could strengthen England moving forward. He also suggested that changes within the back row could provide greater balance and physicality for upcoming fixtures. Meanwhile, South Africa looked completely in control of their game plan. Guided by head coach Rassie Erasmus, the Springboks showed remarkable patience throughout the match. They understood exactly when to kick, when to attack through their powerful forwards, and when to increase the tempo. Every decision reflected years of experience and complete confidence in their system. According to Stuart Lancaster, if he were ever in Rassie Erasmus' position, he would even consider developing an additional tactical option to make the Springboks more dangerous than they already are. While South Africa's direct, physical approach continues to deliver outstanding results, adding another attacking dimension would make them even more difficult for international opponents to prepare against. As the second half continued, England's defensive workload became exhausting. Constantly absorbing wave after wave of powerful attacks drained both energy and confidence. The physical battle slowly shifted further in South Africa's favour, while the scoreboard reflected their growing dominance. England's situation became even more difficult after disciplinary problems temporarily reduced the number of players available on the field. Competing against the reigning world champions is already an enormous challenge, but doing so with fewer players only increased the pressure. South Africa immediately recognized the opportunity and continued applying relentless pressure until the final whistle. Despite the disappointing result, there were still positive signs for England's future. Several young players refused to give up, continuing to battle until the final moments of the game. Their determination showed that this squad still possesses the character needed to compete at the highest level, even if valuable experience is still being gained. International rugby has repeatedly shown that today's painful defeat can become tomorrow's greatest lesson. Many legendary players and successful teams have endured difficult periods before eventually reaching the top. What separates future champions from everyone else is their willingness to learn, improve, and respond positively after setbacks. England now faces another important chapter in their journey. Under Steve Borthwick, the coaching staff will carefully analyze every detail of this performance, identifying areas where improvements can be made before facing future opponents. Every training session will become another opportunity to strengthen physicality, sharpen decision-making, and improve consistency under pressure. For South Africa, this victory served as another reminder of why they remain one of the most respected teams in world rugby. Under the leadership of Rassie Erasmus, they continue to combine incredible power with tactical intelligence, making life extremely difficult for every opponent they face. The final score will eventually become another statistic in rugby history, but the lessons learned from this encounter will stay with both teams much longer. For England, it is a reminder that reaching the highest level demands constant improvement. For South Africa, it confirms that discipline, teamwork, and trust in their system remain the foundation of their continued success. In rugby, every defeat creates two possible paths. One leads to frustration and decline, while the other inspires growth, determination, and future success. The true story of this match will not be defined by the scoreboard alone, but by how both teams prepare for the challenges that still lie ahead.